Okay. Question number 156 is, there is a particle rotating in a circular motion and which is pulled by a force in the downward direction. As the force pulls this particle near to the center, the radius decreases and velocity should increase. The reason is the net torque of this tension is equal to 0. Okay? If the net torque of the system is 0, that means the angular momentum of the system has to be conserved. L vector is constant, that is mvr is constant, that is vr is constant. Okay? So if the product of velocity and the radius is constant, that means if we decrease the radius, the velocity increases. So r becomes r by 2. Sorry, r naught becomes r naught by 2. That means the velocity v naught becomes 2 v naught. Okay. So if the velocity becomes 2 v naught, so what is the kinetic energy? The kinetic energy is simply half m into 2 v naught square, that is 2 m v naught square. So the option 2 is correct. So the option 2 for question number 156, option 2 is correct. Okay, for question number 157. Okay, for question number 157, we have two identical plano-convex lenses which is immersed in a medium with a refractive index 1.7. Okay, this is the system. We have two plano-convex lenses immersed in a medium with refractive index 1.7. We have to find the refractive index of, focal length of this system. So as we know, for a refracting surface, power is equal to mu2 minus mu1 upon radius. So let's call the surfaces 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 surfaces. First power P1 is 0 because the radius of this surface is infinity. Because it is the planar surface, that means the radius is infinity, the power will be 0. P2 is equal to 1.7 minus 1.5 upon. The radius in this case is negative. Reason, the center of mass is this, in the center of the curvature is in this direction, and the radius is in this direction. So we'll write it as minus 20. So this becomes minus 1 upon 100. Okay, this is P2. P3 is equal to 1.5 minus 1.7 upon 20 because the radius is positive. 1.5 minus 1.7 upon 20, that is equal to minus 1 upon 100. And P4 is equal to 0. Again, P4 is a planar surface, that means the radius is infinity, that means power is 0. So if we add all the powers, then P effective comes out to be minus 1 by 50. And we know P effective is nothing but 1 upon focal length. This implies that focal length is equal to minus 50 centimeters. So the option 2 seems to be correct. For question number 158, okay, in question number 158, it's a mechanics based question. We have one block hanging with mass m2, other block put in a surface with mass m1, and the refractive index, the coefficient of friction of this surface is mu. Okay, if both the blocks starts moving, then the acceleration should be equal to m2g minus m1 mu m1g upon m1 plus m1. Because the friction is in the backward direction, it is decelerating the system, that means the decelerator. M2g is accelerating the system, it is an accelerator. So m2g minus mu m1g upon m1 plus total mass of the system will be equal to the acceleration of this block. Okay. If we have found the acceleration, we have to find the tension in this thread or this thread. So if we draw the FBD of this m2g, tension m2g and acceleration is in downward direction. So we can write T m2g minus t should be equal to m2a. Then t is equal to m2 times g minus a. Yeah, g minus a. Now put the value of a in this equation and simplify. You'll get the relation as t is equal to m1 m2 into 1 minus mu g upon m1 plus m2. Okay? Just put the acceleration from this value in this relation. You'll get the tension as m1 m2 into 1 minus mu into g upon m1 plus m2. So this, so option 3 is the correct option. This was question number 158. Now let's move on to question number 159. For question number 159, this is a simple harmonic motion based question. Velocity square is equal to omega square a square minus x square. This is how velocity and displacement are related. The question is given, if the displacements are x1 and x2, the velocities are v1 and v2. So we'll get two equations like v1 square is equal to omega square a square minus x square, x1 square. So if we divide this omega square in this equation, so this is the first equation, and the second equation becomes if we put v as v2. So v2 square upon omega square is equal to a square minus x2 square. So these are the two relations. We have to find omega. We have to basically find time period, that means we will have to find omega. So if we subtract these two equations, you'll get v1 square minus v2 square upon omega square is equal to x2 square minus x1 square. Okay? From this equation, we can write omega as root over v1 square minus v2 square upon x2 square minus x1 square. This is omega. Okay? The time period should be equal to 2 pi by omega, and that is equal to 2 pi root over x2 square minus x1 square upon v1 square minus v2 square. So this is the time period of the simple harmonic motion. If we know two set of values of displacement and velocity, we can find time period from this process, right? So the option I think x2 square minus x1 square. Okay, option A is correct. Okay. Option 1 is correct. So this was question number 159. Now let's move on to question number 160. A ship A is moving westwards with a speed of 10 km per hour, and ship B, 100 km south of A, is moving northwards. Okay. First, spot the position of particle ship A and ship B. It's given. Okay, let's call the ship A starts from the origin. So the ship B starts from 100 km south of A. Okay. The movement of ship A is along west. A moves along west with 10 km per hour, and B moves along north with 10 km per hour. Okay? So we'll solve this question. We have to find the time in which the distance between them becomes smallest. So we'll solve this question using relative motion. First, observe ship B with respect to ship A. If we observe ship B with respect to ship A, that means the velocity of ship B becomes 10 km per hour along north and 10 km per hour along east. So the whole frame transforms such that this particle is stationary and this particle B, is moving with two velocities, one along this and one along this. Because velocity of B with respect to A will be equal to VB minus VA, right? So minus VA, if VA is in west direction, minus VA should be in the east direction. So the velocity of this particle is 10 along this and 10 along this. So with respect to A, particle B's motion will be in this direction. Okay? So if the separation between them is smallest, this is the point at which the separation between them is smallest. So we have to find the time taken for the particle B to reach from this point to this point, right? So the velocity, relative velocity of A with respect to B, B with respect to A, the magnitude comes out to be 10 root 2, and the distance covered by B with respect to A B with respect to A, for it to reach at the point of minimum separation is this distance. That is, if this angle is 45 degrees and this is 100 kilometers, so we can say this has to be 100 upon root 2, that is equal to 50 root 2. Okay, distance, if we know the magnitude of distance covered and velocity, we can find time. Time as nothing s upon v, that is equal to 50 root 2 upon 10 root 2, that is equal to 5 kilometers, sorry, 5 hours. Okay, so the option A is correct. This was question number 160.